What's up guys, welcome to the Refinement. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys proof that eBay hides your listings or suppresses them if you don't follow the best practices. If you don't do what eBay recommends, they will hide your listings, and I'm going to show you guys proof in this video. So let's just get straight into it. I'm going to search for Good American Jeans. It's a very popular jean brand, and I'm going to search for the most common size. So there's 11,000 available. I'm going to search for size 12, the most common size in America. There's 356 pairs available. Most of us watching this video are resellers, meaning you are reselling an item for the second time. So that means we're finding this at thrift stores or garage sales. If you come down here and click on pre-owned, you can see right here, I'm going to blow this up for you guys to see, there's 155 jeans available. So how come when you scroll down here, it'll show you that there are actually 195 listings available. I'm actually just going to screenshot this for the thumbnail, but you can see here there's 195 of these jeans on eBay, but they're only showing 155. That means eBay is hiding 40 of these listings. This video is actually pretty interesting because it's day 7 of my 30-day challenge, and I'm going to give you guys 7 things that I have noticed as a 7-figure reseller that might be causing your listings to be hidden. So let's get back into it. So we can see here there's 155 results. Where are the other 40? So I'm going to go here to the right side, which is where a lot of shoppers will go when they're trying to get the best deal. So there's 155 available. If you're just straight going on the eBay and you don't normally have a way that you shop, eBay is going to recommend what they think is going to be a good match. Right here on the top left, the reason why eBay is recommending this is because this person has shown a track history of actually selling items. So they have 193 items in perfect feedback, and they're paying for promoted listings, which is the sponsored button right here, which means that they're paying for this placement. Everybody else in the other 7, they are organically ranking because they have what the customer, me, am looking for. I'm looking for a size 12, Good American. All of the ones on the first 4 are correct. They're presenting me the correct ones. So eBay here is sort of hiding listings that don't really match what I'm looking for. But let's say I want to search from low to high. So I come over here, I click on low to high. Now we have 182 listings available, which is still very fishy because you see 182. Scroll back down here to the left, you see 189 available. So even though I'm searching low to high, eBay has still omitted 7 listings from this. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink this real quick. Now, this is going to be real interesting because you look here, Gloria Vanderbilt, Gap for Good, American Eagle, Apartment 9. The first 4 listings aren't even the Good American brand. Okay, so this goes to show maybe eBay hid these from the best match because they're not even the right brand, right? So it's kind of difficult as a reseller because if you click here on the left side and you click on sold, right? With 182, when you're reselling, you're looking for a fast sell-through rate. So which means that when you click on sold, you want to see how many actually sold. And here's where it gets fuzzy. You can see the very first search is American Eagle. That's not even Good American. So you have to really do your homework and figure out, are the solds that you're looking for even the items that you are selling? I know personally that if you find a pair of Good American jeans in good condition, it's very unlikely that it will take longer than 30 days to sell. It's going to sell usually within a month. Even though these results don't say that, Good American is a really, really good brand. If you find it in a size 12, which is the most common size for America, you could definitely ask, in my opinion, $20 to $30 plus shipping. Now, that being said, when you look here, you can see people selling it for even cheaper, right? So this is where it gets really difficult as a new person or a beginner because you have no idea really where to price your items. Because here we have a person here listing it for $9.99, and this person has 15,000 feedback, and they're still selling it for only $10. You have to be confident in what you're selling in order to be able to sell it for more. Okay, let's go back in here. Number one reason that average sellers don't sell items is because eBay is suppressing your listings. If people can't even see your listings, they can't sell it. Number 2, you are buying items that are cheap, not good. So what I have noticed is that I think the average reseller is only paying $2 an item. They're going to garage sales, dollar a day, getting items for free, curb alert. They're not paying up for their items, but they're just buying items because they're cheap. So let's say that 2/3 of your items never even sell. So you buy 3, you only sell 1, you pay $2 a piece. You're not really paying $2 a piece, you're paying $6 a piece, because that's your true cost of goods sold, meaning an item that actually sold. You're buying items that don't sell, but those don't really count. You only count the ones that actually sell. So if you're buying 2/3 of those items and they don't even sell, you can triple your buy cost to get a real amount. So I have this calculator that we use in my Patreon group, and you can type in all the parameters to give you an idea. And this eBay told me a long time ago that the average full-time reseller works 40 hours a week and only does $2,000 a month gross. So I actually tried to figure out what that means. So that means that on $2,000, most likely you're making about $500 profit or more. And this is somebody working full time. So those of you sitting right home, if you guys are listening to my channel, you probably do way better than the average reseller, but you still might not feel like you've made it because you're comparing yourself to people who've been doing this for a long time, or maybe you're comparing yourself to the best resellers. And of course, their results are going to be different. This is just the average. So I'm going to give you guys what I think the average reseller does. So people are always asking me, am I doing good? This is what I think it takes. The average person is spending $2 on an item. They're buying 3 of those items, but only 1 of them sells, right? They're looking for at least $10 profit per item, and that means they're selling it for $20 plus shipping. So that means you're finding an item for $6, you sell for $20 plus shipping. When all the shipping and fees and promoted listings and all that lands, you make about a $10 profit. You turn a $6 investment into a $10 profit. I think the average person spends a couple of hours shopping. They find a couple of good items. They spend 5 minutes finding it, 5 minutes shipping it, 5 minutes prepping it, 5 minutes figuring out the price. They take about half an hour to take photos because they don't know where their camera is. They don't have a dedicated setup. Whatever they're doing, it takes about half an hour per picture. It takes 15 minutes to list the item because they're not an expert in the listing process, which is fine. It takes them 15 minutes to find a place to store it. It takes them 5 minutes to do all the questions and print the label and do all the customer service involved with it. So overall, when you count all the time together, it's taking them about 3 hours per item. And they're listing between 0 and 5 items a day. And it ends up being about 1 to 2 sales a day with 1,000 to 3,000 items listed. This is what I would consider the average reseller. I know that there's somebody listening to this video right now, you fall into this bucket. 1 to 3,000 items listed, 0 to 5 sales a day. You average about 2. You're doing about $2,000 a month in sales. And about $500 of that is profit. And 2/3 of your items will never sell. I've been doing this for a really long time. This information is based on talking to thousands and thousands of resellers. I think I run one of the largest Facebook groups in the world with professional resellers with my colleague Tech and Sports. The two of us have talked to literally tens of thousands of resellers. I'm kind of narrowing it down into a 7-minute video for you guys. But number 3 is the average person is selling through their items in about 2 years. The average sell-through rate is about 5% per month. And based on this example, it means you have 1,000 items in your store. You're selling about 50 items per month. There's nothing wrong with that. That's average. But I recommend you buy items that are going to take less than 1 year to sell. 1 year to sell, I would consider average. So change your average to 1 year because that's what an average brick and mortar does. When you go to a store, it's being clearanced after 180 days, which is half a year, and by Black Friday it's $1. They're trying to get rid of everything by the end of the year. So I think you guys should use the standard for brick and mortar, not the average for online, which is 20 months. The average sell-through rate is 2 years. So when you look at a category and you look at the solds, normally it will have only a 5% sell-through rate or lower. There's a lot of competition out there. So don't be average for online, use the brick and mortar average. Number 4. I think that most people don't have a sourcing system, meaning this is what I consider a sourcing system. You buy from the same place, you buy the same things, you sell them the same way on the same platform to potentially the exact same customer. Let me give you guys an example. I'm going to pull up my Poshmark right now. I've been selling on Poshmark this year, like for the last 3 months. I'm going to pull up my numbers for you guys while we're waiting. So I'll go to my sales, closet insights. So this year I am 54,000. I'll probably do 30,000 this month, but I'm averaging. I'll probably make $200,000 profit on Poshmark this year. That's what I'm tracking, and the reason why I bring that up is this is gonna sound so wild, but I buy my stuff from the same people. I buy the same items. I list them the same way. I ship them the same way. I store them the same way. And I only sell essentially one product. I'm just selling sneakers over and over and over again. So what most resellers do is they sell everything once or twice. They never become an expert. They never shop at the same place. They never list it the same way. Makes it really difficult to gain any momentum. So you need to improve your systems for processing and your systems for buying. That's number 4 and 5. And then number 6 is they diversify too quickly. So get good at what you're selling and try to sell at least 10 a day. So I'll give you guys an example. In my Poshmark closet, we'll go back to my insights. I'm looking to sell 10 per day. So if we click on the listing sold, right? I'm looking to average 10 per day, and it's going to average out, but you can see that there are ups and downs. I went from 27 to 8 2 days in a row, back to 21 today, and I didn't do anything different. You can see that the sales are going to fluctuate naturally because there's just like a natural ebb and flow of customers, but I don't get discouraged when I only have 8 sales, and I don't get excited when I have 27 sales, because at the end of the month, it's all going to average out to the same place. So it's important to not lose focus. Sell the same things that you find from the same. If you can't repeat it, then you don't have a business. You're just essentially hoping to get lucky. But you should be buying from the same people every week, or the same stores, the same kinds of things, selling them to the same customers. And I want to show you guys here, this is really important. If you look at my feedback and you read the love notes, people will say, we'll be ordering more from this seller. Extremely fast shipping. It says here, I'll be shopping from you again. I am planning my next order from your store. Will definitely buy more. Does that mean it's a lot easier for me because my customers will come back and buy from me again? This is why my wife wants a McDonald's, because people get in their routine. They eat McDonald's every single week forever. So that's like the habits that people get into are the habits that you need to succeed. So don't diversify too early. Stick with one niche until you get some traction. I consider traction at least 10 per day in one category. Then you can start thinking about doing something else. But if you're making $10 profit times 10, you're at least making $100 profit in one category. And if you want, you can add on another category, add on another category. You do that 10 times. That's the 10 by 10 by 10 model for $1,000 profit per day. 10 items selling 10 times a day for $10 profit, hopefully in as close to categories as possible. 10 sneakers, 10 sandals, 10 heels, 10 flip-flops. That'll make it a lot easier because you already know how to list shoes, you know how to store shoes, you know how to photograph shoes, you know how to buy shoes. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. This is why I preach narrowing down, and then don't diversify too early. The multiple streams of income thing is kind of BS, because no shame on people who cross list, but this is what I hear. I get 4 sales a day on Mercari, 2 sales a day on Poshmark, 1 sale a day on eBay, 1 sale a day on Mercari, or on Vinted. And I think, wow, that's so complicated. You have to log in to 4 different websites and delist on 3 different websites. You have to have complicated software that does that for you. Why don't you just sell on one platform and have 10 sales a day? That's more than 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 in your brain being constantly distracted. Why not just pick one platform, get 10 or more sales, and if you want to, you can go all the way up to hundreds of sales on one platform. So I recommend focus, focus, focus. It looks like in my store, all of my stores, that I'm doing some kind of secret magic, but I'm not. I'm just focusing on one thing. Finally, number 7, I think a lot of people hire too early. I made this mistake early, and I don't want to do that ever again. I really am patient now when I hire somebody. I wait until I know exactly what I'm looking for, and then it's easy to hire. If you don't know what you're looking for, you can basically hire anyone, and they're just making your store worse because they don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You multiply it together. Now you don't know what you're doing squared. It doesn't equal know what you're doing. Know what you're doing equals know what you're doing. So it sounds really wild, but if you can't do it yourself and you hire somebody else, it gets worse. It doesn't get better. So the first person that you should hire is somebody to help you ship. My Poshmark closet on the weekend, sometimes there's up to 50 sales, and on Monday it's a nightmare. So finally today, I had somebody for the first time help me with shipping on Poshmark. She's just working a couple of hours a day. It made my life so much easier, and I was able to get more items listed. So instead of hiring somebody and sitting on the beach, I hired someone to use that extra time to get more items into my closet. So right now, as a reseller, I've been doing this for a long time. I hope these 7 things help you. This is the average reseller, which I have calculated, and I'm not joking. I think the average reseller makes less than $3 an hour. This would be my guess, right? That's okay. In the beginning, you're spending a lot of time researching. You don't know what to buy. So you need to spend all that time figuring out what to buy. So you're only making $3 an hour. Hopefully you're still selling something, like one item a day, to get the momentum going, but you're really not making very much money. My recommendation on the left side here is meaning, and you let me know in the comment section below if this is realistic. You go sourcing at a thrift store, garage sale. You find 4 items per hour. Nothing fancy, 4 items per hour. This is after you've learned your niche, you kind of know what you're looking for. 4 per hour. You can find the item in your inventory in 1 minute. I actually think that's very, very generous because you should be able to walk straight to it. It should take 10 seconds, not 1 minute, but I'll give you guys some grace. 1 minute to pick the item, 2 minutes to ship it, 1 minute to prep the item when you get home from the thrift store. This is on average. 5 minutes to research what it's selling for. It shouldn't take that long, but 5 minutes to research what it's selling for. 2 minutes to photograph the item. Now, I'm telling you guys, if you have your phone or your camera and you're in front of the item, it really should not take more than 2 minutes. For the love of all that is holy, please get your photography process faster. 2 minutes. When your item is about to be photographed, have it staged already. Do all the staging beforehand. Do not show up with a wrinkled item or a damaged item or something that needs to be cleaned. It's going to take your photography time ridiculous. Do not do that. When you show up to your photography station, every item needs to be ready to photograph. This is 2 minutes for listing. Remember, the listing part is just filling out the form, and it doesn't include the pricing research. What I put is here as 5 minutes. So I would consider you a pro reseller if you can list an item in 7 minutes. That's not that fast. Then, putting the item away, I'm giving you guys 1 minute, which shouldn't take that long. 1 minute to do customer service, which is ridiculously a lot because most items do not need customer service. That is 30 minutes per item. In an entire hour, you're only doing 2. Okay, this calculator I made is to help people understand their numbers. We're talking 2 items an hour, $20 profit per item. You are now making $40 an hour, which puts you in the top, like solid top 25% of Americans. You make 80 grand a year, $40 an hour. That's very respectable. You're only working here 35 hours a week, which I feel like is very reasonable. You can work 7 days a week, 5 hours a day, which is very common for an entrepreneur. Or you can work 5 days for 7 hours. And you can work in your pajamas. You can work whatever flexible hours you want, but you have to be great at what you do. Everybody starts out right here, which is in an entire day, you can only do 3 listings. That's okay. In this example of an average reseller, you're doing between 0 and 3 listings per day. Here, as a professional reseller, I'm only having you guys do 10. 10 is a professional reseller. Not 100, not 250 like tech, not 200 like me. My goal is 200 a day. That's not what I'm considering professional. I'm considering 10 professional. And when you're just starting, you're 0 to 3. So you can hopefully at home see, okay, I'm doing 0 to 3 a day. I can at least see what 10 a day looks like. I can taste it. Then you're going to be in that beginning part of the reseller journey where you're like super, super stoked. But then you're going to see my calculator kind of beat yourself up and be like, dang, I don't know how to do all this stuff. I don't know how to find stuff. Pick it, get it ready, source it, list it, ship it, prep it, store it. I don't have any of these systems. And you're going to fall into a deep depression. and you're going to fall into the reseller valley of despair. But right after that, you're going to watch a few more of my videos for free. You're going to think, okay, I finally know how to do this. You're going to join my Patreon, patreon.com/the resellerspodcast. Join the Patreon, join 2,000 plus people who are doing the exact same thing, and you're going to take a deep breath and be like, okay, I'm average right now. I'm doing 0 to 3. I'm just going to stay consistent and go to stage number 4 of reseller, which is I kind of know what's going on. I'm building some momentum. And then when you get this level number 5, right? This is ninja level reseller. That means you're a reseller nirvana and you're listing and selling the same number of items each day. Voila. But it could take several years. Please be patient. Level 5 is reseller enlightenment. It takes a while to get there. And I hope you guys found this information useful. Please smash the like button. Share this video with your friends. We'll see you next time.